Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car.
History could be made inside of the Cougars Den tonight, and Crestview, well, they've already rewritten the record books multiple times this season and will be seeking a regular season program record 19th victory this evening. But they're going to have to get through their arch rival St. Paul to get the job done. So will it be a sweet taste of history for the Firelands Conference champs, or will the Flyers serve up heartbreak on Valentine's Day? Find out when we return to Olivesburg with live and free coverage of Crestview versus St. Paul. Coming your way next.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm down to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome inside the Cougars Den for the Spherion Mid-Ohio pregame show. My name is Brian Skowronski alongside the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, and we've got an intriguing matchup for you folks here tonight. Two programs, Joe, that I would say have genuine disdain for one another from what I've seen over these past few years. So I don't think that we're expected to have any love lost here on Valentine's Day.
No, I think this, Crestview and St. Paul have had a good rivalry, not only in basketball, but I think that's carried, maybe it's the football rivalry that's carried into basketball.
Agreed.
So it'll be an interesting matchup tonight because I think as we were discussing before the game, these teams opened up against each other in December and then had a game canceled, I think maybe the latter part of January, a day that it was windy and rained, and I think they had a leak here in the gym. So, it's been over a couple months now that they played. So we know that Crestview's had a really good year. St. Paul got started with a pretty good year, but they've struggled as of late, I think, losing 7 of their last 9.
Yeah, we'll show you a little bit more about the Flyers season up to this point in our team spotlight, brought to you by MidOhioJobs.net. And definitely they've been up and down all season. Not a lot of quality wins to their name, Joe. Still above 500 in the Firelands Conference, though, and they've showed at different times the ability to play well, but then they've also had a few stinkers of some games.
Yeah, I mean, and in a game like this, the important part is going to be how this game starts. St. Paul's going to want to come out of the gate and have a lot of fire, because they're going to have to kind of take it to Crestview early, because with the season that Crestview's had, I'm sure Crestview's coming into this game with a lot of confidence.
And for St. Paul, not a lot of veterans on the roster. Their top scorer on this season, just a sophomore, but named today to the District 4 Honorable Mention District 6 club. So Korey Frazee, definitely a guy that you got to key on if you're the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their roster, they don't have a lot of seniors. So I guess, maybe that's a positive for them, but also you would hope that by the second half of the season that if you're playing a lot of young guys, that they're not playing like young guys anymore.
This young guy, the only that averages in double-figure scoring for the Flyers this season at just under 11 per clip. Been a much different storyline for Crestview this year, enjoying arguably their best regular season ever. They've set several new standards, Joe. The most wins to start a regular season off, the most wins in a row, and of course, they broke that long 23-year drought with the Firelands Conference Championship this year. And they got a bunch of good players when you look at the 4 kids named to the All-District Club today.
Yeah, and they're young. They're still young. They'll start 2 seniors, but I think Ringler's a junior and Thompson's a sophomore. So they're gonna bring back some experience in another year. But you have to congratulate John Kurtz on the year that he's had. You have a team that's going for their 19th win tonight and have a great shot of winning 20 games in the regular season, which is always kind of a benchmark of how good of a season you've had. If you can win 20 out of 22 games, you've had a tremendous year.
Yeah, no question about it. John Kurtz doing one of the best jobs in all of North Central Ohio from his coaching chair this year. And a couple of youngsters that you alluded to, a sophomore and a junior, and Justice Thompson and Jarek Ringler combining for 27 points, over 10 boards, and 6 assists. 2 first-teamers in the district.
Yeah, those 2 guys have kind of led the parade for him. But, the thing with Crestview is usually with very good basketball teams is they do have really good balance. So they have 2 seniors in Cash and Barker that have also kind of been keys to their success. So that balance has proven that why Crestview's been such a good basketball team this season.
Yeah, they've got 4 kids that can really play some good inside-outside mix. So the Cougars, a quality club, a force to be reckoned with once they get into the playoffs next week, Joe. But as we'll talk about a little bit tonight, they got a tough run just to get through the sectional.
Yeah, their Division III district is not going to be easy at all.
Oh, looks rough.
I'm sure we'll talk about that as we go through the night. But that's the key kind of with this week. With you're playing kind of 2 teams in the league that you kind of dominated in the first round. But what Coach Kurtz is going to be looking at tonight is he's going to be really evaluating how his team plays. You want to be playing well this week because you're going to have a whole week that you can rest and get ready for that sectional final game next week. But you don't want to be sloppy tonight in your play.
Cougars coming off of a nice win against Mapleton where they had 4 kids score 13 or more points in the contest. So they've been cooking with the salt here as of late, and that's why they're looking to go 13-0 in Firelands Conference play with a win over St. Paul here tonight, a team that, as Joe talks about, they haven't matched up with since the very first game of the season. So that was kind of a beatdown by the Cougars. I believe they won that by about 30 points. Has St. Paul improved, or has Crestview even gotten stronger? We're just a couple of minutes away from finding out here tonight on Valentine's Day. So make sure that you drop us some lovely comments throughout the night. Always love hearing from you. The viewers, let us know where you're tuning in from tonight, who you cheering for, your favorite players, and we will read your comments on air periodically throughout tonight's contest. But first, as always, let's step aside and let's honor America with the playing of our national anthem. It is Star Spangled Banner time. Big shout out to the Crestview Cougars pep band for getting the party started here tonight, as we are all set for some varsity action. Crestview taking on St. Paul, looking for some school history tonight. They can collect regular season W number 19. So how do the Cougars get it done, Joe? Give me a key to victory tonight for Crestview and how John Kurtz and company get to win number 19.
Well, I think when you're in Crestview's shoes, you're going to come out and do what you've done. There's not necessarily going to be a lot of adjustments. Right now you think you're the better basketball team, so you're going to kind of come out and do the things that have given you a lot of success this year. I don't think you're going to see any kind of changes, so they're just going to try to be the Crestview Cougars tonight.
Just a balanced attack. That's what the Cougars have done. I talked about their game against Mapleton a few nights ago, and a lot of guys contributing with 13 or more points. Justice Thompson's kind of been the top scorer for them. I think he had 16 to lead the way in that one. If you can get more of the same here tonight, definitely going to be a very successful evening for Crestview. Now on the other side of the equation, Joe, St. Paul to pull off the upset. How do they get it done?
Well, I think number one, you got to have a really good start. The first 3 minutes of the game may really dictate how this game goes. And if you're St. Paul, I think you got to kind of take the fight to Crestview right away, because you got to know that Crestview is going to come out really aggressive playing, especially here on their home floor. An opportunity, that they can get their 19th win, and an opportunity that, if they win tonight and on Friday, you go undefeated in the league, which probably has not happened very often.
And just don't crash yourself. And what's that mean? Take care of the basketball. Don't give Crestview easy baskets. They're good enough on their own. They don't need any of your help. So for St. Paul to put up a fighting chance, they have to limit the turnovers, Joe. That's really plagued them. I was reading about their game against Perkins a couple of nights ago, and they were in it, and then they had a third quarter where they had double-digit turnovers and put themselves behind the 8 ball. So just protect the rock, and when you have your chances, got to capitalize.
And I think that's the thing, when you see teams struggle, they'll play well for maybe 12, 16 minutes, but usually there's a span in the game of 4 or 5 minutes where they just don't play very well, and that sounds like what happened to them against Perkins.
So that will wrap up our Spherion Mid-Ohio pregame show. If you're looking for work or trying to find the perfect employee, check them out at midohiojobs.net. Barker checking the ball, make sure it's got the proper amount of air. He's going to tip it off tonight against Nolan McCall, the 6'4 sophomore post. And the Cougar fans jumping around. They're excited tonight, hoping to see another piece of history. And they have been rewriting the record books all season long. It's been a really special unit to be following throughout this campaign, and they will win the opening tip-off. They'll start it here on the near side with Heath Cash, one of the senior leaders, and boy, he is a sharp shooter and dials one up immediately from 3.
Well, St. Paul started in a 2-3 zone, and a little bit of reversal by Crestview, and Cash can shoot it from deep and gets off to a really good start, knocking down an early 3. Nice move.
Yeah, slick take to the cup right there by McCall. Just blew by the defender. So St. Paul pulls within a point. Quick action the other way. Tough shot, but it lands home. What a shot by Justice Thompson.
Key is getting back in defensive transition against Crestview, and St. Paul had difficulty getting back, even after a made basket there.
Here's Ian Dieter running the point. Had to pick up his bounce. Now about 4 seconds on the 5 count. Does just get it off here to Michael Kirk.
Crestview kind of in their traditional man-to-man. John Kurtz really loves to play man-to-man. Not a real complicated coach. Another good drive here, though.
Sweet-looking hang time, too, by Dieter as he throws it in off the square. And so far we've got 4 shots, 4 makes, Joe.
And St. Paul coming out in a little bit of a 1-2-2 at about 3/4 court, trying to slow Crestview down a little bit here. And then it looks like they're dropping back into a 2-3 zone.
Here's Barker.
Barker gets it blocked.
So McCall turns him away. And now a chance here for St. Paul to take their first lead of the night. Owen getting into the passing lane. Take a look at the previous possession for the Flyers, and that's just an awesome fake out to the corner. Really like that move there by Ian Dieter.
And one of the things that we talked about right away was, the first 3 minutes of the game, and St. Paul right now has done a pretty good job of kind of taking the fight right to the Cougars. Have had 2 really good drives to the basket. Got a post feed inside right now and a kick out.
Wrangler drew a crowd inside off the triple team, so he gives it up, and there's Thompson losing his balance. Up fake and a tough shot, and the first miss here of the night.
But again, a good offensive possession there by St. Paul. Crestview with getting on the glass.
That's Jarek Ringler with the offensive rebound and the putback. His first points here of the evening. Quick trigger, too strong, and the rebound caroms off. Here's Cash, 1 for 2 from downtown. Nice feed inside, left hand won't fall there for Barker. Short-armed it a little bit.
Barker presents a little bit of a problem inside just because of his strength. There with a good post up, just was not able to finish the post move.
Here's Frazee, step back, long 2. Came off the front rim, Ringler secures the rebound, pushing the pace back the other way. And that's going to be too tall over the head of Dylan Bruner.
Crestview's first turnover tonight, but again, I don't think, Coach Kurtz is necessarily disappointed with that. He would like him to push the basketball in transition.
Kurtz, though, is going to make some substitutions here. Tyson Ringler, sophomore, getting his first action of the night. Also joined by Sam Wells.
In the game we had here when they played Crawford, Sam Wells started because Barker was not here and played really, really well. I think was our player of the game that night. Nice pass.
Beautiful entry into the interior, and St. Paul strikes back. They pull within a point. And competing well so far. Thompson left alone from the corner, missed it badly. But another offensive rebound, and Ringler coming through for the second time with the stick back. Second look there at the
Ringler just kind of in the right place at the right time. Shot kind of went off the side of the backboard, came right to him. Sometimes as a rebounder you got to be a little bit lucky, but right there in the position.
Bottoms up, Michael Kirk sends it through the bottom of the net. And we are back to square, 9 each. Thompson with the kick out. Wells all alone. Justice rises, but the ball won't fall. So here comes the Flyers. Dieter. And got caught, I think, a little bit in between decisions.
Crestview doing a really good job of getting the offensive glass early. They got 3 offensive rebounds already, and I think have scored twice, in those second chance opportunities.
And off the inbounds, looks like we're going to get an offensive foul, moving screen against the Flyers. Take a look right here, and just barreling in was Evan Wrangler that time.
Yeah, just on an out of bounds play, just trying to down screen for the inbounder, and did not get set.
Cash and Ringler have them split up top. Thompson in the middle.
St. Paul off of a made basket or dead ball is going 1-2-2 at about 3/4 court, then drop into a 2-3 zone. So what it's done, it's slowed Crestview down a little bit. That they're not able to push the ball quickly in transition. Cash with a nice drive there.
Couldn't absorb the contact and have the make, but a big block at the other end by Thompson. Got every piece of that off of the glass. And now he's left all alone from downtown, and Cupid strikes with the arrow. Pretty play back the other way, though. St. Paul pushing the flavor right there, Joe, and I like that up and under bucket by the sophomore Frazee.
Yep, nice move by Frazee there to get inside.
And And we got a foul.
The one thing right now that Crestview's not been able to do very well at the defensive end is keep St. Paul out of the lane. I mean, I would say out of their 11 points, they've got 4 twos, and all those have been drives to the basket where they've been able to get to the basket and finish. So St. Paul's going to have to tighten up their defense as far as being able to keep that penetration out of the lane.
Flyers going toe-to-toe here in the early going. Looking to take the lead right here. This is dialed up from the corner. Came up short, though, from McCall. And Wells with a clean board.
And again, St. Paul doing a good job of getting back in defensive transition, preventing Crestview from getting any kind of quick look out of transition.
Not a great looking entry pass that time, and it's going to be intercepted, but Crestview gets it right back. Thompson with the left hand. Justice Thompson, back-to-back field goals now for the Cougs.
And Thompson off to a really good start. He has 7 of the Cougars' 14 points right now. A really nice drive to be able to finish with his left hand, and only a sophomore.
Talked a lot about him this season on our broadcast here. Justice Thompson, the work ethic, the shots he's been putting in the early mornings, starting to pay off. Tough contested shot that time. Thompson secures the board. Crestview swinging it around. Here's Tyson Ringler, a couple of fakes. Can't cash it in, though.
Nice up and under move there, though. Just not able to get it soft enough on the glass to be able to finish the play.
Frazee pulls the trigger. And we're going to get a loose ball foul on the floor. Looks like it's going to go against Crestview. We'll take a second look on the Scout Construction replay. And Wells with a little push off in the back right there. Official all over it. Spotted it as McCall went moving off of his line. So it'll be Flyer basketball, and the Cougars continuing to mix it up. Coach Kurtz had quite a few different lineups on the floor here in this first quarter.
And I think one of the things that Crestview's looking to do is they have pretty good depth. So anytime you have depth, you want to try to get guys early in the game and hopefully wear down the Flyers a little bit. Nice pass.
Yeah, it was a nice steal on the backside too. But the shot is blocked. So a good piece of offense right here, just not a clean catch on the inside that time by Wrangler.
But again, St. Paul able to get in the lane and be able to make that pass into the post.
Here's Evan pushed out. Gets it into the hands of Bocock. And now McCall off the drive. Turns and fires over the right shoulder. A couple hops. And an offensive rebound. So a second opportunity here for the Flyers. But they'll come up empty. Brennan Folk inside. Ringler turned away by Wrangler. And jump ball's going to be the call here, Joe.
Again, but St. Paul has done a really good job of just getting back in defensive transition. Have not given up, really any easy baskets except maybe for the first one.
Final 15 seconds of a really fast-moving first quarter. Flyers down by just 3. They can tie it here. Ball on the way, and the Valentine into the box. Big shot. And that will take us to the end of one. We're all square, folks. 14 each as we head to quarter number 2.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Second quarter action underway here inside of the Cougars Den. Crestview got a shot on the way from Justice Thompson. It's too strong. And they're going to be one and done on the opening possession. All square here with their arch nemesis, St. Paul. A team checking in.
Again, penetration.
Can't take the lead there, though. This is
again,
a team
Coach Kurtz cannot be happy with St. Paul's getting to the lane, because that's what they've done the whole, here to start the game.
That one was halfway home for Dylan Bruner before it spun out. Now a clean look, no hand in the face, but it won't fall for Dieter. Ringler with the kick out. Bruner hesitation, short corner. And a foul on the floor. Keep it down here. Actually, I'm going to call that against Owen Barker battling inside there. It's going to be the first on him.
Both teams have done a pretty good job of attacking the glass, so official makes a call there, either on a hold or a push on Barker inside.
Barker coming out and pressuring hard there as they get it back into the hands of Dieter on the left side. And another offensive foul. This time it's going to go against St. Paul. And they're going to call a moving screen on Brock Tice, his first.
Yeah, they tried to run a set there where they were going to run a wing player off of a double screen, and official called a moving screen on the back screen.
Thompson on the attack. Puts it through. First points here of quarter two.
Thompson has got off to a really good start. Been aggressive taking the ball to the basket off the dribble. You saw there, able to break the pressure.
Yeah, he's got more than half of Crestview's points. As I think there's going to be foul number 2 in the frame on Barker. And that will indeed be the second on Owen, so he's going to check out here.
Yeah, 2 quick fouls here in the second quarter. But, Crestview's had good depth, so I don't think they're concerned about that.
Weak side shot blocked. Bruner showcasing some of that 6'3" length. Ringler came up short, though, on the shot back the other way.
And that's one of the few times that Crestview's not done a good job getting back in defensive transition. Ringler getting about inside 15 feet for a good look, just didn't finish it.
Flyers for the lead, and it's good. Pure shot from Frazee.
Well, you can see why Frazee was a District 6 selection, as honorable mention. He's come out and he's played really well tonight. 2 threes here in the first half.
Cash can't bet it back at the other end. How about Ringler skying up for the board and puts it away with the left. Frazee, same spot, not the same result. Cougars trying to push. They've got a 2-on-3. Thompson going down to the planks to try to keep it in bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Cougars. Let's take another look, though, at that last offensive rebound and put back by Ringler. I think all of his points so far is off offensive rebounds and just putting it back in, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the zone defense by St. Paul has kept Crestview got a transition, but they have not done a very good job of finding a man and checking them out, and that's where Crestview's hurt them with second chance opportunities.
Cash coming over, swatted that away from Kirk. Look at the speed. Taking it inside and a pretty finish. The senior up and under. Thompson saves it back in bounds. Would have been a magnificent steal, but right into the hands there of McCall. Cougars took it away though anyways. Here's Justice, Wheeling, Dylan short, but Johnny on the spot. AKA Dylan Bruner forcing a timeout from St. Paul as Crestview starting to get things cooking a little bit right here in the second quarter.
Well, as we said, one of the things was if Crestview can play fast, they're much better. In those last two possessions, they were able to get the ball out in transition and finish plays at the basket. So quick timeout here by Coach Miner, trying to make sure that they stop this run because you don't want to let a 5-point lead get to a double-digit lead here in the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Coach Miner, a longtime St. Paul assistant, took over the head coaching job a season ago after Mike Smith retired after, I don't even remember how many years he was there. I think over 20.
Yeah, he was there for a long time. I think Mike's in that 300 win club. Did a great job there, and I think Coach Miner was with Coach Smith for a long time, so he understands what the St. Paul program's about.
A win tonight, of course, would be a big signature W for them this season. Would get them one step closer to 500 as well, with just one game remaining in the regular campaign for both of these squads. 4:30 to go here in the second quarter. Cougars with their largest lead so far of the contest, up by 5. Nice crossover, getting inside and getting fouled on his way to the hoop there was McCall. Heck of a move to be able to get by Wells there on the attack. And if I'm not mistaken, are these the first free throws of the night, Joe?
Yes, they are. I mean, only been 6 fouls called so far.
First one rattles out for McCall as substitution patterns continue. The sophomore Ringler back in. And he splits the pair. St. Paul sticking with that 1-2-2 zone look. Now here's Tyson, kick out, Wells reverses. Now Cash back to Thompson. Not this time.
Get another offensive rebound, though.
Cougars killing it on the offensive glass tonight as Tyson gets inside, missed it, but he's like the trash man, collects his own miss again. Just a third foul on St. Paul. But they're going to call that a shooting foul.
I've got it as the 8th offensive rebound here in the first half. So that's something that St. Paul is going to really have to shore up here out of their zone defense, do a better job of boxing out.
Ringler stretches the lead back out to 5.
His first points of the night.
And the second one funnels through as well. St. Paul with just 4 points in 4 minutes here.
Nice pass.
But they'll get another opportunity. Heading back to the free throw line will be Nolan McCall.
A nice pass there by Brockhock. Made a hard cut, drove it to the basket, helped rotate it, and he found his open teammate.
Sends home the first offering. One more on the way here. And 2 for 2 for McCall, sophomore. Nice inside presence so far tonight for St. Paul.
Yep, he's he's got some length as a sophomore. Puts on some strength. He's going to be pretty good.
Beautiful setup on the inside, and guess what? More offensive rebounds for Crestview. Last 4 points for the Cougars, all belonging to Tyson Ringler. And the last 4, McCall contributing now for St. Paul.
I mean, McCall, nice little up and under there with his left hand. Crestview turnover here. Only Crestview's 3rd turnover for the night, though.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of protecting the basketball. Not that time. Pass just a little bit off target. As Wells checks out. Folk applying the pressure up top here. Forces Dieter to pick up the bounce, and this is a deep 3. Just short, and Tyson with the board. And we're going to get a foul on the floor here. Justice Thompson off the attack. See a second look here on the Scout Construction replays. Just quick acceleration. And a little bump on the body that time. Be just the first foul, though, against Ian Dieter.
You know, Dieter just kind of put his hands on him. And anytime you put both hands on him, they're usually going to call that foul. You know, defensively, one of the things you emphasize is try to show your hands. And a lot of times if you're showing your hands, officials will let you bump with the body. But anytime you put your hands on them, it's usually going to be a foul.
Get it inside. Tyson. Hesitation, but he gets it to go through.
You know, Tyson Ringler's really done a nice job of posting up inside. And Crestview doing a nice job of putting the ball in his hands right in the middle of the lane. Bad spot to pick up the ball in the corner, but a great cut.
Oh, but an even better block.
Yep. Great help side defense, and that's where you're usually going to get block shots. And then Thompson in transition.
Justice Thompson so good with that runner, but back the other way. St. Paul with a little cherry pick. It's Frazee. His first points in a little while.
Yeah, Frazee, that gets him into double figures already here.
And now a foul on the floor. It's going to send Heath Cash to the free throw line. And McCall looked like he got a good chunk of the basketball, but it was the body contact.
Yeah, they called it down low. The official here on the trail spot makes that call.
First foul on Nolan tonight. As Crestview extends their lead back out to 7 points. And make it 8 as Cash goes 2 for 2.
Cougars are 4 for 4 from the line so far here in the first half. You know, important minute and 40 seconds here for the Flyers. Don't want to turn that over. Good job, they get it right back.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers. Thompson jumping in the passing lane and then just lost his balance. So an opening here for the Flyers. Excellent kick out. No shot, though, from Dieter. And I'm a little surprised. Looked like he had a lot of space here.
Yeah, I just think on the catch he kind of fumbled a little bit and wasn't maybe what we use the term as shot ready to shoot it.
There's Tyson Ringler getting a piece.
A little box set, which is a typical set. They run a screen-to-screener action, and St. Paul almost had it.
Have to come up top here for Frazee. Now kicks it over to Dieter. They're going to go one-on-one with Jarek Ringler.
Good help defense there.
And a traveling violation here on Bocock. So Crestview.
Good help there by Crestview defensively, and then a good closeout forced the travel. So 8-point game right now. What you're as Crestview, you're trying to get this to 10. If you're St. Paul, you want to try to keep it at 8 or below here as you go into the last minute.
A little 3-on-3 Crestview kicks it back out. In a wide open look, Jarek Ringler halfway home, but guess what? More board work and it pays off yet again. Crestview killing it on the glass. This time it's Bruner.
Bruner with his second basket, but the second chance opportunities have really hurt St. Paul.
Foul inside going against the Cougars. And they're going to whistle this one against Tyson Ringler. His first, team foul number 6 on Crestview, so that's their last to give with just 35 seconds to go. Frazee, quick trigger, ball blocked. That was Thompson, was able to get a wing out.
Transition.
Just so smooth in the open floor. Best if finisher in the Firelands Conference. Oh, things opened wide up, and Dieter got inside point-blank range, couldn't capitalize. But he recovers for the steal, down to 7 seconds. Cross-court Frazee, head fake, good if it goes. And that's going to take us to the second quarter horn as we have reached the break, and Crestview with an impressive quarter there. 22 points for him there in the frame as they outscore the Flyers by a dozen in the second. Keep it here as we'll bring it back for the Spherion Mid-Ohio halftime. That'll include stats analysis, and we'll get you all ready for quarter number 3. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH.REPORT. We'll be right back after this.
Yo, these are the bomb.
And they're air popped, not fried.
Popcorners. You're an artist.
Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients. No, we don't eat our own supply.
Mr. White.
Jesse.
Everyone's gonna want to taste. And I know just the guy to talk to.
What are these?
We call them popcorners.
Say their name. Popcorners.
Take! Yeah! How much of this stuff do you have? We've got 6 signature flavors, Joe.
7! You make 7!
7.
7 works.
Yeah.
Popcorners. Break into something good.
We're gonna eat a lot of snacks together.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
But enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Knew as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
Welcome back to Olivesburg for the MidOhioJobs.net halftime show presented by Spherion Mid-Ohio. And it looked like we had a good game on our hands, Joe. All knotted up at 14 each heading into quarter number 2. And then the Cougars started to take over a little bit, and they are really generating a lot of offense on the second and even third chance opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, the difference right now is Crestview has 9 offensive rebounds, and probably out of those 9, they probably have 10 points on second chance opportunities. So as we mentioned earlier, St. Paul, the zone, they had done a pretty good job for the most part of getting back and stopping Crestview's transition, but really got hurt on the offensive glass. And then really probably the last 2.5 minutes, you saw Crestview's ability to push the ball in transition really helped them also. So, you know, we talked about the first 3 minutes of the game being important, and St. Paul played really well. Not only the first 3 minutes, but the first quarter. This first 3 minutes of the third quarter is going to be extremely important because they can't let this 12-point game get to a 16 or 18-point game. They've got to try to get it back under 10 points and then hopefully, you know, get it to a 4 or 6-point game before it goes to the fourth quarter.
Cougars just seem to get stronger and stronger so far as the night has grown along. As we'll take a look here at the first half stats. Crestview with 15 made field goals, just a couple of threes so far, but it's those rebounds, Joe. I mean, a 15-board advantage right now. That's almost unheard of through just 2 quarters.
Well, not only is they are doing a great job on the offensive boards, but they're also doing a great job on the defensive boards because they're limiting St. Paul to 1 shot. So if St. Paul hasn't been able to drive it and finish at the basket, they've not gotten a second shot.
And here's St. Paul out of the locker room getting in some work, and we talked about their sophomore Korey Frazee being a all-District 6 honoree, and so far the sophomore guard, I mean, he checked in, averaging 11 per game. He almost hit that through just 2 quarters, so you got to like their star, if you will, stepping up to the occasion here on the road.
And I think McCall's a sophomore too, isn't he, 21?
Yeah.
So those are 2 nice sophomores, you know, that you can continue to build on. So, you know, those 2 guys are going to have to continue to step up in the second half, much like they did in the first half.
And then the 2 stars that we talked about for Crestview, Thompson and Ringler, averaging 27 points per game combined tonight. 19 total for those 2, and it's been Justice Thompson really starting to pick it up. When he gets in transition, he's really tough to slow down, Joe. He's got probably 2 or 3 great finishes tonight at the rack.
Yeah, he's been really good, but also another player that's come off the bench and played really well for him is Tyson Ringler.
For sure.
You know, he's done a nice job of posting up in the middle of the lane against that zone, and then he's probably been the guy, you know, if we look at those 9 offensive rebounds, he's probably got 4 or 5 of those.
I think you're right.
And he's got 6 points, and I think all of those are on putbacks off of offensive rebounds.
So as we're just 40 seconds away from third quarter action on this Valentine's evening, glad to have you guys all aboard with us. Hopefully you're cuddled up on the couch here with your loved one and taking in some live and free hoops. Take a quick look here, see if we got some comments rolling in. Got Michaela, says let's go St. Paul Flyers, and the cheerleaders, including her sister Josie. Matt Wadsworth, one of our super fans, watching a game on the OH.REPORT. Love having you on board always, Mr. Wadsworth. And over on the Facebook side of things, let me reload my comments here. Linda Mendoza, hey, haven't heard from Linda in a while. We want to talk about a super fan cheering on the Cougars tonight, as is Kathy Pruner. And Wadsworth watching on Facebook and YouTube both? Okay, that's a whole new category.
So St. Paul gets the ball to start the second half, and right now, if you're Coach Miner, you're looking to try to get a score here, a stop and another score, and you got it right back, you know, underneath 10 points.
McCall, though, got slippery there, couldn't knock down the open look, and it leads to Cash coming up a little short. And then the second opportunity for Justice, who I believe is going to get called for the reach-in. Yeah, this is going to go against Justice Thompson.
I mean, St. Paul got a good look, about a 10-foot jumper on the first possession. Just got to try to get another good look here and hopefully a score to get this to 10.
Here's Frazee off the bounce.
Yep.
Puts it up from the elbow.
Came off of a double screen. Nice little runner in the lane.
Gives him a dozen points, about half of the Flyers' scoring output by the sophomore. Skip pass here for Cash. He's going to pop the cork. No champagne, as that's cleared there by Wengler. And tossed out of bounds, though, so a giveaway here by St. Paul. And obviously can't have too many of them if you're trying to dig yourself out of this deep hole.
You know, St. Paul overall in the first half, 6 turnovers, not bad. But, you know, you just can't give away possessions against a good team like Crestview.
They continue to keep the pressure up with that 1-2-2 trapping zone. And it leads to Cash inside, and he uses the body to shield off the defender.
Cash now with 9. I mean, nice drive using his body to shield the defender and put it high off the glass to finish the play.
Frazee off the kick out. McCall try to take it inside. And we're going to get a foul on the shot attempt. It's going to send Wengler to the line.
And I believe that's St. Paul, only St. Paul's second offensive rebound tonight. And they're going to have to do a lot more of that here in the second half to fight their way back into this.
Can trim it back down to 10 with 2 makes, but the first one a little short from Wengler. And Evan drills the second. Now they've got McCall up top here. Wengler able to blow by him, got by everybody pretty much. Sets up Justice Thompson, who reins it in.
I mean, that was deep. I mean, but Thompson has a lot of confidence in how he can play.
So does McCall here tonight. Gets that one to rattle home. So back down to a dozen-point deficit.
I mean, been really impressed with McCall's play inside. I mean, he just needs to get a lot stronger, but has some skill around the basket. Another offensive rebound.
And yet another putback. Bruner this time. I think that's his second basket on a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, I think that gives him a total of 6 for the night.
Gamble that time for Thompson, leaving Frazee all alone, and he can't convert. Tip out Barker on the run, and the referee said he pushed off to get the advantage. That's going to be his third. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's just too strong for his own good sometimes.
I mean, just too much of a push, but great hustle by both players there. It's what you like to see, you know, from a coach. I think Coach Kurtz is disappointed that the foul was called, but can't fault him for his hustle in that play.
So Barker back over to the bench where he spent the majority of the second quarter, still scoreless tonight, and they really haven't needed him to contribute. A lot of other guys stepping up here tonight for the Cougs.
But you have a pretty good player in Sam Wells that comes off the bench to back him up, so you can't be disappointed with that.
St. Paul with the offensive rebound, but Thompson shoots the gap, takes it away. Jarek on the fly to the corner for Sam. Thompson looking perplexed that he didn't get the look there. He was wide open. Second look on the Scout Construction replay is just like, oh my goodness. Can a brother get a shot? I was just wide open and made it earlier. Here he is with the ball off the drive. And now Jarek, jump stop. Missed it. Tice with the clear. Dieter off the screen all alone at the elbow. Nice hesitation, huh?
Got a little screen at the top, got inside 15 feet. Nice little runner to the basket to finish.
Wells got it tipped, picked off by Frazee. Racing the other way, quick acceleration. Man, he went from second gear to about fourth there in the matter of a half millisecond. Let's take a look here. Just cruising down the interstate right there for the bucket, Joe.
I mean, this being the first time to see St. Paul play, you got to be really impressed with the two sophomores. They
Sure.
played really well tonight. And, you know, right now we're just under 4 minutes. Coach Minor not necessarily disappointed because you got it back to a 10-point game. Coach Kurt's kind of understanding the importance of possessions here, calling a timeout, trying to make sure that this doesn't go to an 8 or a 6-point game. He'd like to keep it at 10 and above. And I'm sure he's talking to his team right as they come out of the timeout. But, hey, we need to get a really good look here. And more importantly, we need to make sure that we take care of the basketball.
So start with it in the hands of Ringler. Sends it into the front court now with Thompson, evaluating the D.
Now they put Ringler in that post position where they had his Tyson Ringler. Now nobody gets back.
And that's about the third time tonight Frazee's had an easy one, uncontested.
Yeah, you have to make sure when a shot goes up, whoever's at the top of the key for you offensively, you cannot let somebody get a run out here.
So Justice off the drive, gets cut off, back to him. And Crestview.
I mean, this zone is just, you know, it's slowed Crestview down enough. I mean, Crestview's showing a good job of showing patience here.
Wells from the corner.
Nice inside out.
Bottoms up as he buries the corner tray.
That's his first points of the night. But again, Tyson Ringler will be able to catch the ball inside. And then nice kick out when they kind of went down to double him.
It's a nice feed from McCall up top. Rifled it into the interior for Tice. And would have been an acrobatic finish if he were to can that one. GPS offline with the first shot. As Frazee's going to check out of the game. We'll see for how long. Coach elects to keep him over there on the bench. Having a great night.
Yeah, he's played really, really well.
So it's back down to a 10-point game. Flyers continuing to hang around. And Crestview, they've been real slow here offensively the last couple possessions. Not this time. Cash missed it, and man, Tyson Ringler, what a difference maker he has been, just cleaning the glass. But Thompson traveled. Take a second look. Looked like he disagreed with the call, huh? Yeah, he changed the pivot foot.
I mean, Tyson Ringler's been really good. He's as you mentioned, been very effective on the offensive glass. But the other thing, he's done a really good job of catching the ball in the post. And then when they've kind of doubled, he's been able to kick it out to shooters. Coach Kirch has got to be happy with how he's played against this zone.
Traveling violation. Thompson shot in. Forced McCall to shuffle the shoes. Second look here. Probably the right call. Difficult one because it happened so quickly. So St. Paul can't capitalize off the Crestview turnover. Right back to the Cougs, and they leave Thompson all alone, and he cashes in. Oh! Thompson just absolutely bust the pinata out of midair.
I mean, those two threes that Thompson's hit here in the second half have not just been from the arc. They've been from about a step and a half to 2 steps behind the arc. So, again, kind of a breaking point here. It's back to a 13-point game. By the end of the quarter, if you're the St. Paul Flyers, you would like to be able to get that under 10.
If I can, I just got to dial up this block shot one more time. You want to talk about bringing some justice, Joe? It's a volleyball swat right there.
And the other interesting thing right now, you look at the scoreboard, Crestview has 5 team fouls and St. Paul has 0.
Wow.
So one of the things, for St. Paul, be aggressive, go to the basket, and see if you can get into that bonus situation.
Well, they're definitely going to get some free throws coming up right here. Nice entry pass, and Wangler establishing himself.
I think that's Jarek Ringler's 3rd foul, too. So that could be big. So St. Paul going to the line here with 2 shots, but they're going to be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, the charity stripe could become a saving grace for St. Paul to try to eke their way back into this one, but that second offering well short that time from Evan. Thompson with a nice move in the open court. Now here's Tyson turning, dealing, Justice again, and not this time. But Jarek inside, a fake, and he's headed to the free throw line. The offensive rebounds, I mean, just filling up the glass here for the Cougs. Crestview up to 50 points now in the game. And 51. Brennan Folk's going to get back into the mix here for Coach Kurtz's bunch. And an interesting lineup now out on the floor.
I think, needed to take Ringler out because he has 3 fouls. You don't want to pick up his 4th one here at the end of the quarter. And Crestview forces a turnover.
Bad giveaway there by St. Paul is definitely danger zone time now, trailing by 14.
Now they bring Cash and Ringler back in for offense. Wouldn't be surprised here that Crestview looks for the last shot unless they get a wide open look or a layup versus this pressure.
Well, they're going to get an open look, and with the right guy to the hot hand, steaming here in Olive'sburg. Back the other way, Frazee bets it back. Now Crestview content to hold for the final shot of the frame as here's Ringler checking the clock down to 4.
Thompson. Ringler, though, with a nice tip.
It won't drop, but Crestview continuing to extend their lead as they're on top by a couple of touchdowns here, heading to money time. That's all on the other side after this quick commercial timeout.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Joe Balogh, do you know what time it is?
Money time.
Money time, baby. That's right. Fourth quarter action has arrived. Crestview looking to add just another layer to their history cake this season. Win number 19 on the campaign would be the most they've ever had in a regular season, and they're just 8 minutes away from accomplishing that mission here tonight. Justice Thompson, boy, he has been rainbowing from downtown, and they continue. Another three-banger for the sophomore.
Got 25 tonight.
He's been unbelievable. Take a second look at that last shot. I think this one had the most trajectory of any. Well off of our screen there. And then bottom. So St. Paul with Wengler at the line. This is where they can try to claw back into the game in the bonus the rest of the way. And they got to continue with that trapping pressure, though. It hasn't really given the Cougars many fits tonight.
No, but it's slowed them down. But they're going to have to get a little bit more aggressive here. Another offensive rebound.
It's Bruner. By my count, he's got about 3 of these on the offensive side.
I think I got 16 offensive rebounds for Crestview right now.
Got to be above their season average. Here's Jarek, left alone. Quick jumper, off target. McCall with the board. And a foul's going to go against St. Paul here off the rebound. It was Brock Hauk clearing some space. Draws the whistle. So the Cougars with the ball and a 15-point cushion. But they turn it over. And then Ian Dieter called for a carry here. Ugh. Little ticky-tack.
St. Paul's going to have to probably try to get a little bit more aggressive with this 1-2-2, maybe look to trap a little bit more and see if they can, create some offense with their defense.
There's Barker, who just checks back into the game. He's going to head to the free throw line for what could potentially be his first points of the evening. I was having thoughts there when he went charging into the lane. I thought he was going to pick up another foul real quick and have to go back to the bench.
But good aggressiveness of taking the ball to the basket, make the official make a call. That's his first points tonight.
And second one off target, McCall with the board.
First miss from the free throw line, by the Cougars.
Dieter, a little shake and bake. Now back to him. Ian can't find any space. Tried to sneak it inside for Wengler. And it's going to be deflected out.
Coach Kurtz has got to be happy here in the second half. They've done a much better job of keeping the Flyers out of the lane, which they had difficulty doing, especially in the first quarter.
Try to set things up for
nice
Frazee.
Pass.
Yeah. Clean look inside.
This is Jarek's third foul, I believe. Excuse me, fourth foul. So with 6:33 here, Coach Kurt's got to make a decision. He's going to keep him in the game or take him out. Looks like he's going to take him out. Probably a smart decision when you're up 16.
So their junior point guard heads over to the bench. As Wengler knocks down the second. And it does look like the instruction from the sideline is to get a bit more aggressive with that zone trap. But it leads into the hands of Tyson Ringler. Pretty turnaround.
I mean, he's really been good in the paint tonight, passing the ball. I think this is going to be Tyson Ringler's third foul.
It is indeed. And more importantly.
So, I mean, you're up 17, but Coach Kurt's not probably really happy because you don't want to be putting a team at the free throw line, you know, letting them score when the clock stopped, even though you're up 16 right now.
And I was going to mention that that's 9 fouls now on the Cougs, so it's going to be double bonus moving forward here for St. Paul. And plenty of time on the clock if they can keep getting there without any wasting away and keep scoring. Barker trying to bully his way in, got doubled. Now the senior Cash comes up top. Little fake, and he's fouled on his way to the hoop. So all of a sudden it's becoming a free throw battle here in the fourth. And Heath, one of the best on the squad, calmly knocks down offering number 1 and the second on the way.
And that gets him to double digits for tonight, 10 points. There's his 11th.
And a timeout taken by Coach Kurtz. It's going to be a full timeout. 5:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cougars up by 17.
So you're up by 17. Coach Kurtz calls a timeout after you made 2 free throws. And probably the emphasis right now is, hey, we still want to be aggressive defenders, but right now the officials are kind of calling it tight. Let's see if we can finish this game off. They have 9 team fouls right now. Let's see if we can finish this game off, by not letting them get into the double bonus here. So you're looking maybe here at the next 6 minutes to play really good defense without fouling.
And you take a look at the all-time series between these two. St. Paul has won 44 of the 78 meetings between them, but Crestview in the season opener, 30-point beatdown up in Norwalk. So looking for the clean season sweep with a victory here tonight.
So without seeing St. Paul play, and looking at that 30-point game early in the year, you got to say that St. Paul's improved. As we mentioned, the 2 sophomores have played really, really well tonight. And so, you're looking at, hey, that the future's not dim. They got 2 sophomores that could really help this program.
And just a couple of seniors on the roster as well. Same for Crestview. A lot of their players, of course, are going to be returning.
Yeah, Crestview doesn't lose much either. Nice pass.
So it sets up an easy one inside for Evan Wengler.
Wengler's got 9 tonight. He's come in and he's played well. Now we're looking to trap even more. Almost got the steal. Good deflection there by Dieter.
Sneak it inside for Justice Thompson. He got his shot blocked by Wengler and gets fouled on the arm. After that caromed off the glass, right into his hands. Reaching called there on Dieter, his second.
And now Crestview's 1 away from being in the bonus also.
Battle inside, McCall and Barker going head-to-head, and this will lead to a 1-and-1 now.
McCall's second foul tonight. Just trying to fight around Barker inside. Barker doing a good job of sealing him off. 1-and-1 here.
And now 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. Counting for all of his points, he's been in foul trouble. but he buries them both. St. Paul going to have to get real hot here. McCall trying a deep three, back irons it. And now Cash slipping through a double team, got fouled. And I think they're even going to call that a shooting foul. I think they're going to give him the continuation as he
That's Wangler's fifth.
That's right, so Evan, his night will end with 9 points. They'll get in Michael Kirk. And Cash makes it the largest lead of the night for Crestview, 19-point difference.
Crestview's 13 of 14 from the free throw line tonight.
Oh, no look pass. And it was out of touch there for Hauk, but he's able to recollect it, drives in and missed it. Now here's Thompson off the drive, kick out Cash, left alone, kaboom! Cash well into double figures now.
Yep, Cash I think has 16 now.
Oh, pretty drive, things opened up down the lane and Frazee took full advantage.
Frazee gets over the 20-point mark tonight, that's his 21st point. He's played, as we've mentioned throughout the game, he's played really well. Understandably why he's a district honorable mention player.
Barker off the cut, up and under. Tyson Ringler, I mean, how many times is this kid going to clean the offensive glass? They just can't keep him off. And ever since you mentioned it, Joe, out of that timeout, Crestview trying to play better defense and not fouling. They have not committed a foul. St. Paul, on the other hand, has 3 in that time period.
And, you know, Crestview's showing why they're a championship team. As we just mentioned, they're 13 of 14. And so here down the stretch, getting fouled, being able to make free throws, that's sign of a very good basketball team. Tyson Ringler has a chance to go into double figures here, because he has 9 right now.
And he'll do just that. So Crestview takes a timeout, and they are spreading the love here on Valentine's Day. Just about everybody getting in on the action. Huge night, of course, for Justice Thompson. Tyson has been crushing it on the offensive boards. Jarek's got the 4 fouls over on the sideline. Not sure they're going to need him again the rest of the night. And then Cash doing what he does as a senior.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we said at the beginning of the game was the balance that Crestview has. And that balance is shown, and also the depth that they had. Coach Kirch has, played pretty much 8 guys tonight, rotated them in and out, and I think that depth's worn down, a younger Flyer team right now.
They trail by their largest deficit here this evening. 22 now is the gap.
I mean, and it really hasn't been like that Crestview's had a great spurt. They've just, over the course of time, you're just worn the Flyers out a little bit.
McCall took his time. Too hard off the square. And that's Bruner taking it hard off the backboard. Thompson off the cut. Too strong. But Ringler, oh, what a fake. So Jarek Ringler fresh back into the mix and making a contribution.
Now he gets Ringler to double digits.
Now Frazee throws it away, so back-to-back giveaways now for St. Paul. And Bruner's like, hey, no one around? Pop it. St. Paul, though, sending it ahead, and they'll get an easy layup at the other end with Hauk. Barker to the cup, hasn't scored a field goal until there.
Again, an offensive rebound and a putback.
And I think that could be kind of the top storyline headline of the night. Nice block inside there by Bruner. Cougars just got so much length all over the floor. Thompson racing ahead. I'm thinking Justice, he got to be the front runner for Sutton Bank MVP, Joe.
Yeah, he's got 27 tonight. He's played really well. Both teams going to clear their bench here in the last minute 55 of the game.
And a standing ovation for Crestview. A lot of fans appreciating what they've seen from this Cougar team. Been so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they really share the basketball well. Not a lot of egos out here about who's going to get theirs. It's about what we're going to get as a team, and that's why they've had such a successful season.
They'll leave Barker out on the floor, still in attack mode. Cougars approaching the 80 mark now. See who gets involved here for the Flyers late in the game. Contested shot won't fall there from Brady Daly, but it comes at a price for Bruner as he's shaken up on the play. And the replay didn't catch there where he got caught. Definitely favoring his right cheek. Looked like he got maybe popped in the face or the gut, or maybe both.
Yeah, you know, it looks like he may have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully that's all it is. You don't want anything, you know, serious to happen to players here, especially as you end your season and approach the tournament.
And for both these clubs, after tonight, just one more regular season game, and then it will be tournament playoff basketball. There's Wells putting the Cougs up to 82 on the night as he buries a triple. At the other end, St. Paul matches. That's Michael Kirk. So the trifecta's flying here in the final minute. Now the Crestview student section jumping around. They believe that they have won, and in 13 seconds, that is going to be the case as the Cougars will remain undefeated in Firelands Conference play at 13-0 with a really strong final three quarters after we were tied at 14 each heading into the second. Definitely turned up the propane here.
Yeah, St. Paul made a little bit of a run there in the middle of the third quarter, but Crestview's got to really be pleased with their performance tonight.
So it's a taste of sweet, sweet victory for Crestview here on Valentine's Day night as they continue their win streak and the season sweep here of Norwalk St. Paul. We'll step aside and be back with our Spherion Mid-Ohio post game give you our final thoughts, stats, and an interview with our Sutton Bank MVP. We'll get Mr. Justice Thompson to join us. That's all on the other side of the break. Keep it here.
Yo, these are the bomb!
And they're air popped, not fried.
Popcorners. You're an artist.
Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients. No, we don't eat our own supply.
Mr. White!
Jesse.
Everyone's gonna want to taste. And I know just the guy to talk to. What are these? We call them popcorners.
Say their name.
Popcorners! Take! Yeah! How much of this stuff do you have? We've got 6 signature flavors, Joe. 7! You make 7! 7.
7 works.
Yeah.
Popcorners. Break into something good.
We're gonna eat a lot of snacks together.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hit my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
We return now with our MVP of the game presented by Sutton Bank. No bones about it. It is the stud sophomore Justice Thompson putting on a show tonight. 27 points, 5 deep threes here tonight as well. Tell me about your full bag of tricks here and offensively, just how it felt for you. You were getting out on the run a lot, and then when they were giving you space, felt like you definitely had that quick trigger.
Yeah, I have a couple full bag of tricks. They're running 2-3 zone, so obviously I'm gonna shoot them out of that. And then we did. In the second half, they switched to man, and then we just kept driving, getting free layups.
This was a tight game at the beginning, of course. It was tied at 14 heading into the second quarter for you guys. What do you think changed where you were able to slowly start pulling away?
They did like some press on us, so they just throw it to them. We would just throw it to the middle, drive on them, get some layups. So that, yeah, we usually get layups on them from that.
Well, you get a season sweep of Norwalk St. Paul, who I'm told is the big rival around here. Just how satisfying is it to not just beat them, but you beat them pretty handily 2 times?
Oh, we love being St. Paul around here because we just beat them to cut down the nets and everything because we don't want to cut down no nets on a loss.
Yeah, amen to that. So that's exactly what's going on here. We got the celebration. Owen Barker just cut down the big chunk of the net.
Sir. All Ohio football right there.
And having a big season this year. So just collectively as a unit, this run that you guys are on, you're setting program history, it seems like, just about every couple of games. 19 wins now. It's a program record for the regular season. How much thought have you given to what's actually been transpiring so far for you guys over these last couple of months?
I mean, we just love it. We came into the season knowing we were known we were going to be good, so we were just trying to break as much records as possible as a team, and I just love this team, man.
Yeah, well, you continue to rewrite the history books, and for you, elevating your game from the start of the season till now, where would you say you're at as a player in terms of just growing and developing?
I mean, I'm trying to get way better. In the summer, I'm going to be grinding every day, trying to get better. I'm trying to be a 1,000-point scorer, man.
Well, it looks like they're trying to get a team picture here, so before we let you go, if you want to throw to any love to anybody on Valentine's Day?
I want to give love to my mom, my dad, and Jesus Christ.
All right, Justice Thompson, hey, thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
We'll let you get down there. So Justice with 27 points, those 5 3-pointers. He's been special all season long for the Cougars, and what a special ride this has been, Joe. We've been following them throughout their journey, and we thought they were going to be pretty good this year, even though they graduated a couple of top caliber players from a season ago, but they've had to have exceeded expectations, I think, both internally and externally.
Yeah, I mean, you got to really be happy for the Cougars. I mean, when you have seasons like this, they're just special. And, as you're on the journey, sometimes you don't realize it. But, when this journey ends, and hopefully it's not going to end for a couple weeks for the Cougars, they're going to look back and see really how special this was. But the interesting thing, too, is, they're going to have a lot of these pieces coming back.
Exactly.
No matter what happens in the next couple weeks. So you hope that hunger motivates even your younger players to even get better as you would approach your off season.
And they're down here celebrating now. Really cool to see. And the 19 wins for them, Joe. And you had quite a few of these seasons during your time as a head coach. It's got to just feel a little bit different, very special when you're coming out and you're winning just about every single time you're on the floor.
Well, and I think the thing that Coach Kurtz has got to be pleased with tonight, I mean, it wasn't the start that they wanted, but I thought the team made pretty good adjustments. After the first quarter, they did a pretty good job of limiting and keeping St. Paul out of the lane off the dribble. And then as they started the third quarter, St. Paul made a little bit of a run-in at the beginning of that quarter, but by the end of the quarter, they had still outscored them by 2. And then the fourth quarter, they just kind of, what you want your team to do is to, put the hammer to the nail, and they just kind of pounded it in. And, they down the stretch, they go 15 of 16 from the free throw line for tonight. That's a sign of a championship team. And the other sign is second chance points. Man, they just dominated the glass tonight.
And these kids are rock stars out here. They got the tables lined up. They got the Sharpies in hand, and they are signing autographs. And look at this line that is forming out here in Olivesburg. It doesn't get much better than this for a high school athlete when you got people coming up and saying, sign my kid's forehead. This is unbelievable stuff.
Well, it's kind of cool, I think, as you came in tonight, you had an opportunity that you could pick up a poster of the team. So I think what they're doing is all the fans and young people have posters, and they're getting a signature on each one of them. And those are special moments. That's the way you build a program, is to have older kids that your younger kids can look up to. So special night for the players, the parents, and really all the people and fans here at Crestview.
So the Cougars wrap up their home portion of the season with a big victory here tonight as they KO St. Paul 2-0 against the Flyers during the regular season. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back to wrap things up. We'll give you the final stats, see what's ahead, and see if we can get Coach Kurtz up here to talk to us before we close out the show.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm down to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my lawyer, don't got the time. Crossing my T's and he dying.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Welcome into the Spherion post-game show, and we're here with Coach John Kurtz. Coach, congratulations. I guess as I looked at the game tonight, first quarter, I would say, if I can read this right, probably weren't real pleased with how St. Paul was able to get to the lane. Thought you really made a good adjustment. Your kids kept them out of the lane. And then it wasn't like the game was, that you just hammered them. It just kind of like you slowly hammered them. So talk a little bit about the game tonight.
Well, we knew that we were going to get a lot of wing over drives, and I thought we worked enough on it yesterday that we would handle it, but we didn't handle it very well. We had intentions of switching that drive, but we didn't seem to get in position very well to do it. Second quarter, it was better. I think the thing that was key tonight is we wanted pace. If you could tell, we wanted to get them down.
Yep.
We just felt like our wings in the full court are pretty hard to guard. And so once we got pace, we subbed earlier probably than we typically do, but we wanted to make sure we were fresh. And I think in the end you could see it just slowly getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I thought St. Paul did a pretty good job, throughout the first three quarters, that they didn't allow you to have a lot of spurts. I thought that 1-2-2 slowed you down enough. But I think what you just mentioned, your depth kind of wore on them and just wore them down. And I think the other thing is that we talked about tonight was just your ability to get to the offensive glass.
Yeah, we've been really good at that all year. I think our last home game, Mapleton, I think we out-rebounded them 53-27. So, and we didn't play very well in that game, but I always say, defense and rebounding wins those nights when you can't shoot. We didn't shoot very well against Mapleton. Shot a little better tonight from the three, but I just felt like if we got them spread out a little bit, we were going to have success on the glass.
I think Justice and Jarek were kind of their guys tonight, but I thought the kid that really played well for you was Tyson Ringler. I thought he did a good job of establishing himself in the middle of the lane against that zone, catching it. And then when they kind of collapsed, he was able to kick it out to open shooters. And then he was just a beast on the offensive glass. He was really, really good. And I think the other part, if you look at your team, that you got to be really happy with is in the fourth quarter. I think with about just under 5 minutes, you had 9 team fouls, and I think you might have finished with just 9 team fouls. And then you went to the free throw line and made free throws. You were 15 of 16. So you got to be really happy with that.
Well, Justice and Heath both shoot almost 90% from the line. So, and Jarek's not far behind that. So if you foul us, it's usually we're going to make a fairly good percentage of those. I did feel like with Tyson, if you watch Tyson in practice, he's really quick off the floor. He's the first one to get off, and sometimes he can get up twice before other guys can get up one time, and that's just, having an ability to do that. He's a very smart kid. And if you look in the middle, we started putting him in the middle of any zones that we see probably about 8 games ago because he just doesn't make very many mistakes.
Nope.
And, that's key when you get the ball in there that you're aware of where everybody's at and where they're moving to. And he also knows where the shooters are at, and he was able to find them. And I don't know how many threes we made for the game, but I think he probably assisted on 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah, I think as a team, you guys made 9.
Okay.
And I would say he probably assisted at least on maybe more than 2 or 3 of those.
Right.
So you got 19 wins, undefeated in the league, got a chance to go for 20 wins on Friday. That's got to be an exciting thing for your team.
Well, my concern was, as every coach was when they think about this, is we had a 4 or 5 game lead in the league, and we practiced yesterday like we didn't care a lot, and it bothered me. And as soon as I got here today, we met with the kids and said, hey, focus is our key. And so, we want to stay focused all the way to the end, to that regular season's over, and we get 20. It's a record year for our kids. I think the kids said since 60 or 65 that they've had this kind of record. So, I give all the credit to the kids. They've just been great, worked really hard for me. And, they adapt very well to what other teams do. In the beginning of the year, everybody wants to play us man and found out that wasn't very successful. So we've seen a lot of junk, a lot of different junk sets. And so Jarek's done a good job of recognizing that and making us better, making sure we make the good decisions.
Yeah, it's just exciting. As I said to Brian at the beginning of the game, I think the one thing you wanted to do was make sure that you guys continue to play well because you want to be playing well. And thought you played well tonight, and I'm sure you're going to want to play well Friday and then build to the tournament. So wishing you guys the best of luck as you continue here at the end of the season and get into the tournament.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
All right, thanks, John.
Mm-hmm.
So that's John Kurtz, head coach, setting records and standards all around here in his return to Crestview after he spent some time here. His second stint has been fantastic. Go ahead and dive into the final stats of the night, and you see Crestview knocking down 29 field goals. But what really is going to stick out, of course, the 40 rebounds, more than doubling up St. Paul here tonight at home. They took fantastic care of the basketball. 3 turnovers in the first half, just a couple here in the second, and then the foul shooting. I think I got those back. Well, no, Crestview was much better than 4 for 4 there from the free throw line. I think they were 14 of 15 is what it was. So the Cougars flat out dynamite from the charity stripe as they continue their impressive run to history. 19 victories in the regular season. No team in Cougar lore has ever been able to accomplish that feat. So they continue to rock and roll out here in Olivsburg as they are now heading to their final regular season game, and they are going to be on the road at Plymouth on Friday. If they win there, they will be undefeated in the Firelands from start to finish at 14-0. And for Norwalk St. Paul, they have got Monroeville coming to their place on Friday. So as we get Joe Balogh here back in the mix, and you look at what's on the horizon here for Crestview, Plymouth not having a great season, so a good opportunity for the Cougs to come out and play really well again in the regular season finale before they get into a tough sectional.
Yep. I mean, I think anytime one they've already won the league, but the motivation is let's go undefeated in the league.
Absolutely.
And then the other part, the motivation is, hey, let's win 20 games because
Sure.
there's not going to be there's only going to probably be a handful of teams across the state of Ohio that are going to be able to say, hey, we won 20 games in the regular season. And then, then the important part is you got to kind of put that behind you, but you'll have a full week that you can prepare, for the winner of Genoa and Winford and get to play in a sectional final and get a chance to win another championship.
Yeah, and whoever they play, we will have that game for you live and free coming up next weekend right here on the OH Report. And plenty of tournament basketball going to be on the way, beginning with the ladies tomorrow night. But that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Olivesburg this evening as St. Paul defeated for the second time this season by Crestview 82-54 on Valentine's night. So it's the Cougars spreading some love here for the home fans as they wrap things up at home. For our awesome camera lady and my Valentine tonight, Jory Hollenbeck and Joe Balogh, I'm Brian Skowronski, signing out from the Cougar Den.